We can do a little emergency meeting podcast. Oh shit. Oops. Alright, Fionn, so you just got a full day of labor done.
Today, did some PT, personal training.
Nice.
And a couple hours of gardening there, some manual labor.
That's pretty good, yeah. Some manual labor.
Not above the working man's life, you know? Working with your hands.
Yeah, true that, like. What the fuck, man?
But
I just did some sprints today, just did some running outside, but...
yeah, I prefer, like, doing different things as opposed to, like, working, like, 5 days a week, the same job.
For sure. I was just telling Steve, I think it's better to be doing, like, bricklaying and this kind of thing, because at least you know your job. When you're working this high convoluted kind of lecture or doctorate, like, there's so many different areas and so many different things. You'll have someone on your back, like, 24/7, you know?
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's a bit too nuts. But Murphy, let me get your take on this. So Mr. Andrew Tate said recently,
Oh, yeah?
he said in a podcast, he said basically, if you just have a regular like job nowadays, basically not one of those top 20 jobs that we talk about, doctor, lawyer, whatever, those kind of jobs, but if you're just working like a basic job, then pretty much your life is just going to be an absolute horrific existence. Do you want to expand on that? Let's get your take on that.
I think that's true, man.
Yeah.
I think it's true.
Pretty much, like.
The currency is fucking destroyed for one. Inflation's through the roof. Everything's getting more expensive. No one's going to be able to afford a house. Like what job can you even get where you can afford a house? Like, you see my sister and her boyfriend, both doctors, and they got that tiny, shitty little house.
Yeah, it's good.
Who the fuck is buying these houses?
They're like $1 million a piece, like.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
Yeah, I find it a bit ridiculous that they expect people to kind of just have regular jobs and then just be happy. Like that's why.
What would you consider a regular job, though?
Just like a 9 to 5. Like, I think that anything that's post Fordist, as Steve describes it.
Post switch?
Fordist, like, you know, like he's kind of like you know, Ford, the guy who did like the Henry Ford, who made like the factory cars. Some job that's like a post Fordist, like, you know, doctor, lawyer, lecturer, like something like that would be a job that's, you know, you can pretty much earn a pretty good wage from. You can, you know, you have career expansion, you have like a lot of things like that. Maybe you have healthcare, medical. But if you're just working, let's say like I did in a shop for 5 years or whatever, working security, I worked security for like 7 years. It really just
no chance, like.
You really just don't have, like, nowadays, like, Tate is so great. This is why a lot of people get mad, because he's basically saying unless you're doing something bigger, like trading, like that you and Ben do, like, it's awesome. Like, I'm trying to do the YouTube thing, getting pretty okay money from that now. If you don't do something like that, pretty much like life is gonna be, because there's no purpose as well in those jobs. Like, how can you have purpose working in a health food shop? Like, it just doesn't really. You know what I mean? But
like, on the other hand, if you have like some white collar job where you're sitting at a computer all day, that shit's fucking mine.
To me, that's hell as well. Yeah. So I don't know, like.
See, I don't even want to be sitting for long periods because it's so bad for you. You know?
That's facts. Like, that's so facts. Like, I'm just like so happy. I wake up, work out, do all my videos, like post stuff. It's like this constantly every month is going up in money every month. Like when you're doing the trading, like it's always like you're getting more. Ben was telling me about the trading. I feel like just working regular job now. Yeah, but working regular shit, I don't even know how people get ahead. Like how are you? And then they're like, oh, I'm getting ahead. I have a shitty car and I live with 6 other guys, but I'm getting ahead. Yeah. That's just not getting ahead. I don't know who sold us that lie, but that's just like not getting ahead.
That's why I got the 5-year plan.
Give us the breakdown of how to get out of. Let me tell you. Let's say we just got out of college. Give us the 5-year plan of how to get rich after college. Like, what would be your first thing for a, let's say, big man on campus series? You're trying to get rich after college. You just completed a little arts degree at NUIG.
Arts degree?
DCU.
You're not getting far with an arts degree.
That's true. Or you completed some kind of regular degree.
I don't know. I think if
business, I got a business that's regular as hell.
I think if you get a decent degree, like if you get like an engineering degree or a finance degree,
that's huge. Like,
and you get a decent job, and then just you need to save as much money as you can and invest now while things are down. And that's your exit strategy. Like, the idea of just these people who are just working jobs, and then like what happens to most people is like they work a job, and then as they get promotions, as they get more money, their lifestyle just becomes more expensive.
Yeah.
And then you're just on this hamster wheel where you're never actually, there's no exit strategy, there's no like there's no end in sight. You're just constantly working. My plan is over the next 5 years, get as much money together as possible. I'm going to put 50% into Bitcoin and 50% into a variety of stocks. And then in a few years' time, when they start printing the money again, which they will,
Mm.
everything's gonna pump.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
The thing about Bitcoin is actually really revolutionary. Like the more you learn about it, do you want to know like an example of how revolutionary Bitcoin is?
Dude, this is a money making podcast. Let's talk
Do you
about
ever
it.
hear like, do you know like the stories of like when like a mob boss gets arrested or something and they seize all their assets, right?
Yeah,
they take
right,
their
right.
cars, their house, they
Right.
freeze their bank accounts and everything. If you have Bitcoin and you have it on private keys and you're that mob boss and you get arrested and they take all your money and they say this is money from illegal purposes, so we're seizing money.
Yeah.
Well, they can't seize your Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They can't get the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is the one form of wealth you can take to your death.
That's crazy.
Everything
man.
else the government can get.
Yeah,
off
because
you.
it's not it's online, right? It's not on a.
Yeah, if you store it correctly, nobody can ever get it off you.
That's
unless
crazy.
they torture the codes out of you.
Yeah, oh yeah, code thing. That's crazy. Where is it stored on the internet? It's just stored in the cloud kind of space. Like, it's not
Yeah,
really-
it's like it's
not really,
it's decentralized. It's like it's in cyberspace. It's everywhere.
Yeah, that's
So it's like
crazy, man.
impossible to stop as
Yeah,
well.
that's nuts. Like, yeah, money is a crazy thing. Like, I definitely hope that in the next few years that we don't just get taken over by robots and stuff. Because I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of the jobs are kind of going that way. I see now like that all in California they have like robots delivering all the goods. They have robots in all Amazon warehouses. Like Amazon's the biggest one, the biggest suppliers in the world. Like once Amazon gets robots to take over and this kind of thing, those Fordist jobs where you're just on the line, like because I worked in Boston Scientific for like 2 months and then I was like, this is the most horrific job. I can't believe people do this.
Yeah.
Obviously, I had a shit job in there. If you have a good job, one of my friends in there, listen to this. He does engineering in Boston Scientific,
Yeah.
and he makes like 80 grand, you know, just crazy money. So like really great money. But you know, he was kind of telling me even like that he wants to pursue his purpose, like do like maybe like something a little bit different, maybe like open up his own engineering company or some shit like that. You know, get loads of money from that. So. You know?
Bro, I think the clock is ticking. Do you see ChatGPT?
Yeah.
So like, for those who don't know, it's like an AI chatbot, and like it's quite impressive. They probably have better stuff out there that's not online, but like you can ask it like to write a rap verse in the form. In fact, let me pull it up and give it.
Can you actually do it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just an app or whatever.
Yeah, let me show you what I can do.
That's crazy.
Sometimes it doesn't work because there's so many people using it that
Oh really?
that it's just down half the time.
That's crazy. Like, what? It's just ChatGPT.
Yeah.
GPT. While he's doing that, I'm gonna give my A to Z on how to get rich quick, guys. Some sort of business, right? So what you want to do is you want to run any kind of business, employ yourself, start an LLC, start paying yourself a wage, any kind of business, selling hammers, selling whatever, guys. YouTube channel. I think creating content is like the greatest way to make money nowadays. You know, any sort of content creation. I heard Tristan Tate talk about this. He said, you know, instead of consuming all this content, just start creating content. You know, this is about like 6 months ago, and I was like, that's actually very true. Like, because I would consume a lot of content on YouTube and all this kind of thing. I said, well, let me just start up this, boom, instantly money, like,
Yeah.
instantly sponsorships, like. So it's really easy to do it, but I don't know, for some reason, people in Ireland just still haven't done YouTube channels. They still haven't done Instagram. They still haven't done Twitter. They still haven't done. TikTok doesn't pay you, so I wouldn't do TikTok personally. TikTok, you can turn the thing into money, but you have to, you have to funnel them into like a sales funnel, like fitness.
You can do affiliate marketing.
Yeah, you can do that as well. Like I would do fitness funneling, like personal training. That's what a lot of my friends do. So there's loads of ways to make money off the internet, but people still are not doing it. I don't understand why. It's like is it like a confidence thing? Because
Maybe
I'm starting to think like that.
Maybe it's because the country's so small, people don't want to like be like. Because like if you're like, there's so few people in Galway. If you it's so easy to get a reputation, like.
Yeah,
If
but like
you-
reputation of what though? I mean, what is a big
Like
freaking
maybe
deal?
some people just don't want to be famous, like stand out or something.
Yeah, but you have to, not famous, but you have to, because I'll never be famous from YouTube. People don't care about YouTube that much. It's more like a movie star type thing. But I think people that are actors or on TV, they're way more egotistical than any YouTubers. YouTube is a thing that you personally choose to do yourself. Like, for some reason, there's a stigma behind doing YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all this kind of stuff, like women and guys. But there's none in becoming an actor, like. Actors
Yeah.
are way more
Well, when you
ego.
think
That's
about-
way more ego-driven. You're competing against The Rock. Like, how much of an ego do you have to think? I'm competing against people that like do nothing, like, you know, bullshit like videos, like, so.
When
you
you
know?
think about it, though, like if you're like a YouTuber in California, nobody knows who the fuck you are.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you're like a big YouTuber in Galway, like Galway's so small. If you have
Yeah.
5,000 followers on Instagram, you're like Galway famous.
Yeah, it's funny, like, yeah. What would I have to be for people to know me in Galway, you reckon? A
On
million?
YouTube?
Yeah, a
or-
million?
Nah.
Really? Like 100,000?
I don't know, it depends, because they might just like...
Because
if-
my content's not really that fun. Like, people would never like come to me for a picture and shit like
You
that.
see, the thing about
you know?
YouTube that's different to Instagram is when you're on Instagram, it recommends people that are close to you and stuff.
True.
So you kind of like, but if you had followers on Instagram, everyone would start to see it and they'd start to know who you are.
That's true.
Whereas
true.
YouTube, like,
it recommends videos, but it's really random. The videos, like.
yeah, they're not gonna like recommend. People. It might take people a while to find it. Like,
Also, if people don't want reaction videos, like, I'm not gonna be in their feed on YouTube. You
well,
know?
like, what do you think about like you're reacting to all these videos? Like,
yeah.
what if like do you care what people think? Like, no.
Bro, literally, there's nothing you could say or do or write on a screen. Like Tate said it before. I just don't give a fuck. Like, I don't.
But
Bro, I'm
like,
getting money, like, you
in
know.
real life, like in Galway. And
No one's ever said anything to me, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And every YouTuber I've ever listened to, they said that nothing's ever said anything to them, like, nobody's ever said anything. People don't really care about internet stuff too much. It's more like what you do in person, like, do you know, that kind of way. Like, even like Ben Shapiro, all these guys, they're really big and famous, and let's say they're a little bit more, like, my stuff's not that controversial. I understand if you're doing political stuff, then yeah, get ready for a lot of hate, like, but I react to like Tate and stuff. That's about as controversial as I get, but I would say most of my videos are like reacting to like comedy and rap music, so it's not controversial. But I'm not really afraid of controversy. I mean, if people want to talk some shit, like, fucking, you know, I don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah,
I don't really care. I guess if you're the
that's
problem,
good.
the problem is, like, I guess if you're afraid of what people think of you, then and Tate said it, man, and not to be mentioned Tate all the time, but he said, like, stress management is how you make loads of money.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be able to handle stress. Like, if you're not able to handle the stress of YouTube or Instagram or Twitter, yeah, don't do it. Like, leave the money to me. I want the money. Like, you know, fuck you. Like, do you know what I mean? It really doesn't matter to me. Like, you're gonna be, maybe some guy might say in passing, oh, YouTube, whatever. What? It doesn't really affect my life. I mean, just, I'm making loads of money. Like, I'm fucking happy. I'm living my life. You know, I'm literally in a fucking dream. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I look at it. Like, if people, you know what I mean? Like if you were just blown up from marketing, like, it is a weird one, because I guess your face isn't on the TV. Like, it's kind of a bit different. Like, you know, you're not really.
I definitely do think though, like the old order way of thinking and doing things is kind of dying out.
Yeah, like, you know, people.
And like the money now is in the internet stuff. I think he's right about that. Like that's the
100%.
That's the new frontier.
100%.
Like,
I don't even see a lot of these jobs, these Fordist jobs going forward. I don't even see
oh yeah,
them.
I think as well. Like the clock is ticking, because
For sure,
the
yeah, for
jobs
sure.
are going to be going.
Oh,
like,
for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, doing YouTube, like, that's only going to grow in the next 10 years. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm going to get money from it. I don't give a fuck. Bro, like, I'm making this video for YouTube. I literally, oh man, I'm in heaven. Like, you're in heaven. You said you made €50 from marketing last day, from the markets last day, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Something like that.
But
That's
the stock
awesome.
market's fucked now. You can invest in the stock market. Now's a good time to invest in it. Well,
I think I might actually. I have money saved up, like a good bit of money. I think I might invest.
you gradually put money into it. So if it goes down further, you keep putting money in.
Yeah.
And then it'll rebound eventually. So I'm gonna put half my money into Bitcoin, just so the government doesn't even know it exists. Like,
Yeah, that's class. Actually, that's savage. Like,
because I really believe in Bitcoin. I think at first I thought it was like it's stupid. The more you understand about it, the more you realize how revolutionary it actually is.
I think what people should do is, like, do Instagram, get a following, get sponsorship on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, whatever, TikTok. Funnel people into a thing, and then just like try and get some sort of like wages from that. Put it into Bitcoin. Put it into I think if you put it into Amazon, they said if you put it into SBF 500, it's like it's gonna go crazy like after the next like 5 years. So
Yeah.
I'm really gonna be putting them into lots of different.
That's
you know,
definitely
areas,
like, you see, the thing, just a little bit of advice for people out there. The currency is losing value at an insane rate nowadays. If you're holding cash, it's essentially like an hourglass. The value is trickling away. So like the idea of saving up cash and having large amounts of cash, I don't think is a really good idea. What you want to do is you want to take your cash, and the safest thing in terms of stocks anyways is an index fund like the S&P 500, which, for those who don't know, the S&P 500 spreads out your money over the top
S&P?
five.
Yeah, Connor.
over the top 500 companies
Yeah,
in America.
class.
So that's like the most safe, hands-off thing you can do in terms of stocks. There's also like Nasdaq, which is another index fund. It spreads it out over tech companies, and there's the Dow Jones, which is like the top 30 companies. So like those are just really safe, simple things that you can. They've existed for like 100 years, you know.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's class. It's a really good idea. Like, I think
That's just for your money to at least maintain its value, because the currency is fucked.
Oh man, you have to do online stuff. I just don't see people in the next 5 to 10 years. They said that maybe half the jobs could be gone in 5 years. Like,
Yeah.
you know, half the freaking jobs.
Like this ChatGPT is scary because like it can do all customer service jobs straight off the bat.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like it's probably going to be able to do loads of programming stuff, law. It can do all sorts of shit.
Nuts,
Like,
someone's gonna start a YouTube channel just plainly on a chat sheet. I think if there already is, like, just like basically making videos to do and shit like that. Like,
this is probably why they want this depopulation so much, because like there's just not going to be that many jobs. Like,
oh man, the job thing is gonna be huge in the next 5 years. And they're gonna bring in basic income 100%. Like,
in fact, like the safest jobs are actually jobs like plumbing and stuff, where robots can't do that.
yeah, that's, well, dude, I don't know, like, for sure. But those factory working jobs, like, I saw that the Amazon warehouse. Did you ever see that? Like,
Yeah,
the whole warehouse is just robots. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. Like,
But you know what this means is that all the money is going into the hands of fewer and fewer people.
yeah.
Because
that's
like,
true.
if you have like Amazon, they get rid of all the workers, everything's automated, but someone still owns Amazon, like the shareholders. So like, everyone is removed, and you've got like the 10 people who own all the shares, who are making all the money off it or whatever.
It's crazy, like.
So like, and then you have the income inequality, which like caused a problem in itself, you know.
Dude, I think this recession is gonna be like the worst, man. Oh my god,
Yeah.
this recession is gonna be nuts, dude. Like,
Bro, things are gonna get bad.
they were saying there's loads of robberies and shit. Like, all the crime that's gonna increase. I think the crime in Ireland's just gonna skyrocket as well, because people will just be getting desperate when you get hungry and shit. Like, and you're getting friggin', you know what I mean? You're getting shit wages.
I think people are in for a rude awakening. All these Westerners who are asleep, I'm so sick of these people, because you talk to them and it really is like the Matrix. They fully just don't understand what's going on around
Oh,
the
100%.
world. These people are completely delusional. They completely live in the past. They live in a false paradigms. They're still living based on things that were true decades ago, and they're gonna have a rude awakening very soon.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, I don't know why people aren't thinking like do online stuff. My mind is just still boggled by it. I seriously don't get it. Like,
I'm like, not literally, but I'm genuinely panicking. Like, I think you have a few years left, and then like, first of all, there's going to be no jobs.
100%. That, dude, once lecturing and stuff goes online, and not even lecturing, but stuff like lecturing and education, all this kind of stuff goes online. Oh man,
Bro, once England properly goes into recession, they're gonna fucking tear each other apart. It's gonna be anarchy in the UK.
they expect one of us in the wreckage, brother.